All right, here's where we left off with the lab last time. So we want to pick up here with spinal nerves and nerve plexuses. The spinal nerves, of course, branching out of the spinal cord, and then we'll learn a number of nerves that span down the arms and legs, and of course the associated plexuses from where many of them begin. So scrolling down the page, we start here with the cervical plexus. And for lab, this is the model that we'll work with. And you already have a photograph of this model online, as well as you notice you scroll to the second page, there's an answer key for everything we need. And there's a couple of extra parts that are not on our list. So always use the lab manual as our guide. So with that in mind, we can see right here, this letter A, cervical plexus. So we're looking at the nerve network here on the neck. So right here, the interconnected nerves right here in the area of the neck, the cervical region, that cervical plexus. And the only nerve that we're learning for that plexus is the phrenic nerve. And again, you have a key for this model, and we can see it just branching right here. You can use the picture to zoom in for yourself. But that view for the phrenic nerve, the only nerve we're concerned with on the cervical plexus. And we're just moving down the lab list. Brachial plexus, brachium is in the arm. So let's just scroll down a bit here. So you notice this letter C, and we're seeing now the bundle, the interconnected network of nerves. All of that in area C right there is the entire brachial plexus. And now these are the individual nerves called peripheral nerves that branch from the brachial plexus. So to start here, what's called the musculocutaneous nerve, that's what we see here, the letter E. So you notice coming down past the humerus is that most lateral branch, the musculocutaneous nerve. Axillary nerve, just like the nerve name implies, by the axilla, the armpit. So you can see there the letter D. It's actually a posterior nerve, posterior to the humerus, and it's going right there to the area of the underarm, posterior right there by the shoulder. That's the axillary nerve. And then these next three now spanning down all the way to the forearm. So we'll start here with the ulnar nerve, and we have the arm here that's in anatomical position. You notice the thumbs on the lateral side. So it's on the medial side by the ulnas where that name comes from. So we can see that letter G right there for the ulnar nerve. The median nerve is in the center of the forearm. So I think I said the wrong letter just there. Yeah, letter G for ulnar and letter F, there it is, for median. And then by the radius, the most lateral side, so that's got to be the H right there for the radial nerve. So it looks like what? Ulnar is G, median F, and radial's H, and you can scroll to the key. Right, so ulnar, the median, and the radial. Okay, if that's a little too hard to see there. So we have nerves coming down the arm to collectively making that brachial plexus. And then just continuing to the legs. So they're starting first with the lumbar plexus. So we can see that right in here. What is this letter J? And now spanning from the lumbar plexus, the one nerve we're concerned with, again, just following our list, following from that lumbar plexus, and you can see how the nerve comes right past the head of the femur. It just happens to be labeled on the opposite side. And then that's where we're seeing the location of that femoral nerve. So it looks like this letter L coming down right here. And we could just check that key. There we go, femoral nerve right by the head of the femur. So now the sacral plexus, we're looking in the area of the sacral vertebrae. So right here with this letter N. And the sacral plexus, we're going to start here with the sciatic nerve. So the sciatic nerve coming off of the sacral plexus right here, this letter O, the labeling. So this is a nerve that's running posterior. It's running right through the area of the hamstrings, in fact, the sciatic nerve. And now the sciatic nerve branches to make these two. So there's a common fibular nerve along the fibula on the lateral side, and then the more medial side of the branch is the tibial nerve by the tibia. So we just got to start here at the sciatic nerve, and just superior to the popliteus, just superior to the knee, you can see how it splits. So keep in mind this leg here on the model has been rotated. So this gives us a view if we look down here, and this letter P, there we are posterior to the tibia, and that letter P, just to point out, is the location for the tibial nerve. So you see that branch that goes more posterior. Whereas again, we're viewing the medial side of this leg and more to the lateral view. So we can see this letter Q that's labeled there. And since the leg is rotated, we don't see so much of that lateral common fibular nerve. Okay. So we have that aspect there. So as far as the nerves, it's just this flat board model right here. And again, the second page is where you have an answer key. And only have to concern yourself with the terms right here on this list.